Hello, welcome to another session of data analysis for final year students with Bonia Neville. So far we have seen how to design our questionnaire, we have seen how to collect data, using EpiInfo and Google Forms. We have seen how to perform pre-processing of our data, and in the last session we saw how to perform analysis of open-ended and closed-ended questions, in which the majority of the questions were closed-ended questions. In this session we are going to perform analysis of open-ended and closed-ended questions, the majority of which will be open-ended questions. So we are going to perform a complete thematic analysis, what we call thematic analysis in qualitative research. We are going to perform complete thematic analysis of survey data, and we're going to see how we can extract valuable information from this survey data. Okay, let us go right into it. If you have not watched the previous videos, it is important you watch the previous videos, because this video is a continuation of the previous videos. Let us get right into it. Okay, I have a folder here titled thematic analysis. I will rename it. Okay, we have this document. This is survey. I'll open the questionnaire, or the question guide, interview guide, whatever I want to call it. Okay, now we have this interview guide. It says, "Good day, sir, madam. I am Ayok Tabe Austin, a final year master student from Yaka University Institute of Boya in the Department of Nursing Education and Administration, with matricle number this. Okay, I'm working on assessing the implementation of blended learning among program coordinators in private higher institutions in Douala." This is a project. This is the research topic. Then we have the first part. We have the socio-demographic data, which is asking the age, the gender, the marital status, level of highest qualification, then longevity in service. You see that this candidate made every question here an open-ended question. There's no closed-ended question in this questionnaire. Okay, I'm just going to remove this. Okay, there's no question inside there. Then we have the second phase, to investigate the approaches used by program coordinators in the implementation of blended learning in private higher institution in Douala. We still have everything is open-ended. Okay, then the third part, the phase 3, we have to determine the challenges encountered by program coordinators in the implementation of blended learning in private higher institutions in Douala. We still have open-ended questions. This is the end. So this is a questionnaire. You get the point. So this is completely a qualitative research, but then we will have quantitative information within it. Okay, so we are going to see how to analyze this. Now you see that, let's go back to this folder. You see that each participant that was interviewed, each lecturer that was interviewed, are we there, constitute a file. You see, it constitutes a file. Let's open one file. So from various higher institutions, each lecturer that was interviewed will form a file. You see, this is a file. We have the socio-demographic information of this lecturer that was interviewed, his highest qualification, his or highest qualification is master's degree. Okay, and this lecturer has been teaching for the past 4 years, and okay, it's a she, the gender is female, and she's 32. Okay, and she's married. So you see, we have this information. Then we have this phase 1. To access this, we have the question and we have the response. We have the question, we have the response, just like that, question, response. Then we get to phase number 3. We have question, response, question, like that, just like that. You understand? Question, response to the end. So now there are two ways of getting this information into Max QDA. I'm just going to minimize this. Now, this information we have in these various documents, let me highlight them, let me select them. Oh, it's better to just select this, maybe an engineer. Good. So this is the data collected for this research. Okay, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 lecturers from 5 different universities. We have this information. Okay, now we can import this information like this into Max QDA, as documents as they are, or we can extract all this information that is found within each individual document into an Excel sheet like this. This is an Excel sheet. Okay, this is an Excel sheet. Okay, you see in this Excel sheet, now when you import this document in this Excel sheet, now there's the advantage of doing this is that it's going to reduce the work for you. You understand? It's going to reduce the work for you. Now at this point you will have to perform manual coding. You have to perform manual coding. Should I say manual coding? No, let's just say you have to perform coding of your data. What do we mean? This BL, what does BL stands for? You will look at this. BL is the very first question after the socio. You see the socio-demographic information. Let me go back to that Excel sheet. What is happening here? What is happening here? Okay, good. We have this Excel sheet. You see this constitute the socio-demographic information we are talking about. This section in yellow, you see, it constitute this information. Okay, constitute this information. So this is what we are talking about. We have, you see, how many years, how long have you been teaching in the university? When you come here, you see we have coded this to be longevity. Okay, now let's go to the first question. Under section B, we have what is the definition of blended learning? So I have here BL. This code BL tells us that it is defining blended learning. Okay, so when we will be coding, remember in the last session, if you have, like I will say again, if you have not watched the last video, I will recommend that you watch the last video before you continue with this video, because this is a continuation of the last session. Remember, we are doing analysis of research data using Max QDA. Please watch the last video before you get to this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, good. Now we have BL. Remember in the last session I told you when you create your code you have to give it a memo. So we have BL. BL will be the code and the memo will be this complete question. What is the definition of blended learning? So we have coded this entire questionnaire carrying all their information as such. Okay, so when I input this into Max QDA, I'm going to have primary codes or themes created already. Okay, primary codes or themes created already, and from there I'll insert my memos that will give a description of what that code is talking about. Then I'm going to create secondary codes within that. So let's get straight into it so that we don't use much time in this section. Okay, let us launch Max QDA. Remember, we are using Max QDA version 20, that's 2020, and you should have a licensed version. If you're unable not that you're unable, you should buy a licensed version. Okay, because you'll be unable to perform this analysis if you don't have a licensed version. Okay, the standard version will not give you all the features we are going to be using in this analysis. Okay, so let's create a new project as before. Okay, I'm not going to save this project inside here. I'm going to save it where we have thematic analysis. Where we are having thematic analysis, I'm going to save it inside here. Thematic analysis. I'll call this project Henry, just as before. Henry. Okay, Henry. So I have Henry. Now, as I said, you can import those documents and begin your coding. So I'm going to import, sorry. I've already, in the last video, we explained this interface and what each section represents. Okay, so it's imperative you watch the last video so that you get this intro. So to import those documents, you go to text. Remember, in the last session we were under survey, we're importing data from Excel spreadsheet. So we go to text this time around. We're going to import those the individual documents. So I'll open this. I'm going to select all. I'll deselect this. Yes, then I import. Good. So we have these documents imported already. Now you can begin your coding here directly. Okay, you can begin your coding here directly. You can begin your coding here. Let's give it a primary code. Let's select these documents. We give it a primary code. Okay, I'm going to give this primary code. I'll call it age. So if you select this code, this equation like this, I call it age. Okay, this is age. I'll call it age. You see, I already have a code here titled age. Okay, now when I come here, if you see, immediately after this cancel button here, I should get a memo. Okay, if I click on that, I should get a memo that tells me what that question is talking about. So this question is talking about age. I'll just copy this and I fill it in the memo. Good, we have it in the memo. Okay, so if I hover on this memo, I should get what it's telling me. It's talking about age. This is simple because we already have age here, but when we have a long text, we're going to now under age. Okay, we are going to have under age, we are going to have other responses. So I have under age, I can create a new code. I give it 30. I give it 30. Okay, under age. Then should we create a new code and give it 30? No, let's cancel that. Okay, let's cancel that. Under age. Now if you look at, we have selected this entire document. Okay, we've selected this entire document. Let us go to, you see, it is getting this information just from, okay, now let us go to word cloud. Word cloud gives us nothing, nada. We have just one code. Oh, sorry, what have I been doing? Word cloud, it gives us nothing. We go to word frequency, where is max dictio, as we did before. It gives us, okay, we have age. Okay, we have age. The word is age. We want to code it. We want to look at this age, gender, 30, and so on. Were they even the same? No. Okay, now you see that this socio-demographic information, we can enter them. Are we there? We can enter this socio-demographic information, which is not that complex. We can enter them as because the question, the responses to this may be uniform. Okay, may be uniform, will not have a wide range. Remember when we were designing questionnaire, we said if the answers to the questions are wider, then you should take that as an open-ended question. So we can consider them as a closed-ended question. Okay, you can consider them as a closed-ended question. So we will create a code for this. We'll create a code for this under the age section. You can create a code for that. 30. Okay, we have 30. Drag it and we drop it under age section. Okay, I see 30 here. I see 30 here. age. I see 30 here. Okay, we have 30. We have age here 32. We have age here 32. Have we coded 32? Let's code 32. Okay, we code 32. We put it under age. The next, we have 30. We have coded 30 already. We have 29. Let's code 29. So you see, I'm just giving them codes under age. Okay, age is a primary code. I'm giving them codes under age. That's 36. I have 36 again. What was here? It was 36. I have 36 again. Okay, so what do? I have 36 here and I have 36 here. So I'm just going to carry this. I drop it there. You see that when you drop it there, you see the number here has changed. Okay, and this figure here tells you the paragraph in that document where this 36 is found. It's found in paragraph 3. Okay, it's found in paragraph 3. So I can move to the next. I have 33. Do I have 33 already? I'm going to code that. I have 33. Next, I have 22. There is no 22 yet. I have 22. I have 32. Is that 32? Yes, there is 32. So I carry this 32 there. You see, this number has equally changed to 2. Okay, I have 32, and I have 38. I have 38, and finally I have 30. Yes, there is 30 here. Good. Oh, where did I drop it? Oh, you're not good. You're not good. Okay, to remove this code that we have dropped here, just right click on the code. No. You right click on the code. I delete. You delete that code like that. Okay, let's drop this code again here. So good. We have this. Oh, it's taking 30 years. 30 years. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, if we select this now, let's select. If we select this now, you see it has brought everything. Now we have 30 years here. We need to remove this. We need to adjust this. Okay, this last part, there is 30 years there. We need to remove the years. This last part, we need to remove this code. Make sure that years is not there, because it's going to affect our what the fuck is happening? Sorry for my language. Sorry for my language. I'm trying to see what is happening here. Okay, let me select, then I drop it this time around. It's still taking everything. Yes, it's still taking everything. I don't know why this is happening like this. Checked. Display. No, cancel. I want us to have just that code. Okay, yes, it's now perfect. So if I select the codes, all the codes, we select we activate all the codes, you see, it will retrieve all these from the text, the documents we have. You see, everything has been retrieved. Now we have 32 years of age. We need to adjust this. 32 years of age. 32 years of age. We need to adjust this. Where we had 32 years of age, this document is found in stems 2. Stems 2. We need to adjust this, because if we do not adjust this, then we are going to have a problem when we are giving summary of results, when we are reporting. 32 years of age. Good, we have 32. Make sure everything you are coding 36 years of age. This is in EST1. EST1. So 36 years of age. We are going to delete this code. We select. Now we carry this code to it. Good. Why are we doing all of this? We are coding this data so that we can extract relevant information from it. Okay, now this is how we can perform coding. We have a primary code here, which is age. We drop it like that. We have a primary code here, which is age. You see, we have 11 codings inside. Click on that memo, you have what is talking about. Okay, now what is our next question? Our next question is gender. Our next question is gender. So we are going to create a new primary code here called gender. Gender. Let's give it uppercase. Gender. We have this new sorry. Now here at this point we have a global undo for everything we have done, every change we have made in MaxQD. So we are going to take undo. Good. We'll deselect this code, and now we are in the code section. Let us create a new code. We call it gender. Gender. Okay, now we are in gender. Yes, this is how I wanted it to appear. Okay, this I wanted it to appear, not inside the primary code title age. So at this point we're going to give it memo, a new memo. Let us just ask the question, what is your gender? What is your gender? Good. So we close this. We now have a memo. What is your gender? Okay, now in this gender section, in the gender section, you can either create it like that, or you can just come here and you create a new code. You get a point? And you create a new code. It's going to give you gender. You can do it here, or you can do it here. It's going to give you what we have there. So now in gender, I want us to create a new code male. Male. Okay, we give in male. Then let us check the next document. Let us check the next document. Good. I want us to give it a new code female. So within gender we have two subcodes. We have male and we have female. Okay, we have male and we have female. So we are just going to be editing. This is a female. This has not been edited. Female, we'll drop it there. This is male. We're going to drop male there. Oh, sorry. Undo. Let's undo that. Male. We're going to drop male there. Good. You see, we are performing coding. Now you can change the color of this code, okay, by right clicking on that, and you choose another color, just like that. You can change the color of the codes. Okay, let's check the next document. This is how you check. You are coding this manually. I'm going to show you how to perform this easily without passing through all of this process. You get the point? I'll show you how to do this. I just need to take this step so that you understand what we are doing here. You know that there are various, ways in which you can get the result, the same result. Female. Good. Next. This is still female. No. Female. Select it. Carry female, drop it there. Next we have female. Oh, so many of them are female. So we drop it there. Male. We drop it there. Female. We drop it there. Okay, so now if you check, we have 6 and we have 4. Yes, it should be like that. We should be like that because we have 10 documents in our document system. We have 10 documents in our document system. So if I check here, there should be 6 females and 4 males, telling us we have coded, we have extracted information from all the documents. Okay, good. Now we are done with gender. The next is marital status. So this is how you can perform coding. Okay, this is how you can perform coding of your data in MaxQD. This is one way of doing it. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Now, since we have done so, I'm going to delete this gender. I'm going to delete this age. Okay, I've deleted the codes created already. Now I'm going to delete these documents. How do I delete these documents? By right clicking on the document and you delete, just like that. You delete them one at a time. Delete them one at a time. I've not had time to check if I can do multiple delete. We can do multiple delete. I've not had time to check that. Delete them one at a time. Let us delete this, then we see how we can go about it from the Excel sheet. Okay. Everything is deleted. Now let's go back to import. We want to import survey data. Okay, we want to import survey data. So thematic analysis, we have this is a survey data. We're going to import this data like we did before. We give it groups, we give it participants. Okay, now we have age. We have this our socio-demographic data. These are the only data that are supposed to be close-ended question. It ends at longevity. The next BL should be open-ended. So we're going to check all of this and uncheck all of these. Okay, we're going to check everything here as a code, and we'll uncheck the rest. We uncheck here. We uncheck there. Checked everything. Check everything here, and we uncheck. Good. Now remember I said do not check this box which says code empty cells. Okay, so let's go to this. We have our variables: age, gender, marital status, qualification, and longevity in service. You see, by default, as I told you in the last class, Max QDA, if you enter just the age, is going to recognize it as an integer, but if you enter the age range, is going to recognize it as a text. Okay, and now you'll be unable to get the descriptive statistics if we are having text in Max QDA. Okay, is that so? No. You can get descriptive statistics if you're having text. You will not be able to get correlation if we are having text in Max QDA version 20. Yes, version 20, because version 22, if we use Spearman's rank correlation, we should be able to get correlation for text. Okay, so this is what we have. Let us import this. Okay, we have 26 codes and 5 variables. Good. Let's close this. You see, the codes are here already. Okay, we coded this. So now what are we going to do? We have that let's first of all check our variables. Okay, let's check our variables. List of document variables. So we check we have our variables here correct. Now let's close this. Let's activate these documents. Okay, let's activate these documents. Now let's go back to our questionnaire. We are done with this first section. Let's look at now this second section. What is blended learning? This blended learning falls under a primary code. This is a primary code. So we are going to copy this and we create a primary code for this heading. Okay, we create a primary code for this heading. So I'm just going to go to this code, new code, and I'll create a primary code to investigate. I'll call it to investigate approaches used by program coordinators. I'll end there. To investigate approaches used by program coordinators. Okay, I'm going to leave it there like that so that it's not too lengthy. I give it a color, I take OK. I have this code created. Now I'm going to create a memo for it, and I drop that memo within it. Now I'm going to drop the memo. Good. We have this. You see, if you press delete, it does not delete. So I'm going to check it like that. I remove it. This is where we can remove the numbering, automatic numbering. Okay, we call it numeration. Yes, we call it numeration. So the memo is inserted. We can change the fonts of this memo, and we can change the font size of the memo. Okay, it depends on you. Here we change the font size, and here we change the fonts of the memo. Good. So I'm going to close this. Now if you hover on this memo, you're going to get that information. So if you close this project, let's say we close this project now and come back after 4 days or 5 days, we are going to have this memo telling us what this particular code is conveying, the information is conveying. Okay, now the first code under this primary code is definition of blended learning, so this is going to go under that. Okay, now we have this definition of blended learning. If I activate the codes, you see I get it from the retrieve segment. If I deactivate this and activate just this, I get it from the retrieve segment. You see, those who define blended learning, see, everybody has defined blended learning. Good. Now I want to look at the next question. Have you used blended learning? Have you ever used blended learning? Okay, we have a question, a code here, used. Okay, we have a code here, used. So this is the next question under to investigate. I'm going to drop it there, used, and this question has a memo. So I'll copy this memo, copy, and I come here, I drop it inside used. You get the point? I drop it inside used. So if I hover on this, I'm going to see, have you ever used blended learning? The answer should be yes or no. So now in this section, I'm going to select this. In this section where we have used, I'm going to close this. Okay, we have used. Okay, we have used. In this section where we have used, I'm going to create a new code. I'll create a new code there. We drop it under used. Okay, we drop it under used. We have yes, and let me see if there's anybody we know. If there's anybody we know. So everybody said yes, so there will be no, it's a yes or no question. So we are going to include no by default, since everybody in this questionnaire said yes. Everybody in this questionnaire said yes. Now if we click on used, okay, let's click on used, you understand? Let's click on used to code everything within the entire document. Let's go to word clouds. Word clouds I'm going to uncheck this and I'll check use. Let me take word cloud now and see. It gives nothing, even though the documents are activated. No what? We have one used. Let me see the word cloud now. Okay, we have word cloud. This is now taking the entire blended learning. No, I want just this section that says yes. Good, I want this is what I was looking for. So you click on yes. Now let me go back and do this. Okay, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get, I'll delete this code. I'm just going to delete this code. I have used, I have here 10 segments retrieved. You understand? 10 segment retrieved. So I have used. Use is activated. If I want to deactivate it, I'll click like that. I'll click like that only. It's deactivated. Now I activate this section. I have it in the retrieve segment. Okay. Now I go to word cloud. I have just one word there. So I'm clicking on this word. I'm creating a new code. I'll title this code yes. Yes, I'll title this code yes, and I'll style it. I give it okay. I take auto code. It tells me 10 document segments coded. I close that and I close that. When I close this. When I come under yes, I see that we have 10 document segment coded. I drag this and I put it under used. Okay, I put it under used. It should be under used like that. So used is now acting as a primary code for yes. Now inside use, I can create a new code no that will carry 0, will carry no information. No, No will carry no information inside you. So we have yes and no. See, yes is carrying 10 and no is carrying 0. So we are done with that question use. Now the next question is comment if yes, in what occasion. If yes, in what occasion. This is a question where I titled it, I coded it comment used. Okay, comment used. Now when I activate this question, I go to word cloud. I see so many words here. I see so many words here. I see classes, I see and so on. Now it's not that visible for me. Okay, so I'm going to go to word frequencies, and I see there are so many words. I have, let's check their frequencies. 4, which is 14. Okay, so we see there are a lot of words here. Okay, but the next most frequent word is COVID-19, which is making sense because they are asking on which occasion did you use this. Okay, all of this doesn't make sense, doesn't give us something meaningful about occasion, but like COVID-19 gives us something meaningful. Okay, so we are going to select COVID-19. You see, now when we select COVID-19, by double clicking on it, it takes us to the text that is carrying that information. Okay, I see in class, yes, I have tried using blended learning, especially during COVID-19 or some particular classes, but not that effective. So they are saying COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19. So I'm going to code this. I'll call it COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19, the occasion, we have COVID-19. I code that. Good. 10 documents coded. Now we have some particular classes. Okay, some particular classes during 19 for some particular classes. Yes, so what I see there as a useful information is just COVID-19. Do we have anything else? Okay, I see conferences. Let me see. Not often, during conferences. Okay, during conferences. So I see conferences, but then they have asked, have you used it before? You say yes, during conferences. Okay, let's just code conferences. Conference. We code conference. Good. Okay, now I check again. Students, standard school, really, online, often. So I think we have so far what is making sense from that. Okay, so now we have this question, which is a sub question there, and now we have occasions used. I drop it inside. COVID-19 and conferences, I drop it inside, then I close that. So you see that it is now easy for us to code in this, for us to code this data. And as we are coding the data, you see the number of codes are increasing here. Okay, the number of codes are increasing here. As we are coding the data and we are moving ahead, the number of codes are increasing. Now, how will you extract relevant information from this coded data? We are just going to stop here. The video is getting too lengthy. I showed you already how to extract relevant information in the last video, so we are going to go to stats. Okay, we are going to go to stats, directly to stats. I always like going to stats, so we are starting with I'm going to activate this. Yes, the ones we have coded here, not these ones below, because we have not coded these ones below, so it's an automatic code. We are starting with activated documents and codes. We click on that. So we have this interview, we have just 10 of them. Now let's go to descriptive statistics and the frequencies. I'm going to insert all of these open-ended questions, and I click on OK. Good. So we have this information. Age. You see that when we have age, now that we have age, we can get descriptive statistics for age. Okay, If I click on that, I get the mean value. The mean value is 32 years old. Okay, yes, the mean value is 32 years old. Among the participants that we interviewed, their mean age is 32 years old. Okay, so I can get that, and I can get my chart. I can give it, where is the legend? I can give it a legend, and so on. We have age and so on. I can change this to a pie chart. I give it a legend, you see, and I can export this data. Now we have gender. This is quite simple. Okay, we give it legend and give it legend and so on. We can change these colors. So I click on it, choose another color, or you just come here, you choose another color segment, change everything. Oh, sorry, choose another color, change everything, and so on. We go to next, marital status, married, single, and so on. Qualification, master's, PhD, and so on. Longevity in service, yes, this we can have these. Now we can export all of these tables. We can export all of these tables to what? The output viewer. Yes, we want to see descriptive statistics, so I'm going to shift this. So you see we have the tables inside here. Okay, with the descriptive statistics. For the descriptive statistics, we have the table. So the mean longevity in service is 5 years. If we want to calculate the mean longevity in service is 5 years. Okay, and we can also equally export the charts to output variables. We are exporting their charts to output variables, you see. And now we can copy all of this as we did before into Microsoft Word, where we are actually having our thesis report. Okay, we can do that. Then we want to look at frequencies. So we're looking at frequencies. Let's look at codes. Okay, let's look at codes used and so on. Conferences, so we are looking at these. Maximize that. We have these. Okay, now if you see that for every code that we have, we are going to have descriptive statistics, because these all codes are recognized as integers in the program. You see, we have conferences, comments on codes, we have conferences. Okay, conferences, and so now this has been coded to 0 and this has been coded to 1. For COVID-19 we had 9 instances, and for conferences we have 1 instance. Oh, is that so? Okay, we have conferences. Sorry. For conferences we have 1 instance and 9 participants did not use this. Okay, so we are looking at descriptive statistics for this. You see that it is giving us the mean is 0.1. It's giving us the records, the record counts. COVID-19, we are having what? 10 instances of COVID-19. Okay, now how can we analyze this code? We can now be doing a cross tabs between the codes that we have and the variables that we have. That's if we have coded all the equations. We can look at a relationship. Are we there? A relationship between the codes that we have and the strength of relationship between codes, if I may put it like that. Let's look at Pearson's correlation. We want to look at the strength of relationship between codes. What is the strength of relationship between conferences, between COVID-19 and use, and the comment use? That's for those who said yes, they have used blended learning. Okay, what's the relationship between conferences and the comment use? Let's look at that. I have a p-value of 0.5, and a p-value of 1 for a two-tailed test. Okay, so this indicates the strength of that relationship. Okay, now this is how we can let's look at crosstabs. Let's look at crosstabs. We have age. We have age. Okay, let's look at codes. We have COVID-19. So let me go back. These codes are not placed well. These comments used should come under those who said yes. Should come under those who said yes. So this comment should come under here. Yes, good. It should be like that. Those who said yes, we should have it like that. So now I'm going to open this with activated quotes. I go to crosstabs, okay, and I'm going to give it age, longevity in service. Then I have quotes, comment use. I give it COVID-19. Those who said COVID-19, okay. I want to check among the ages. Okay, we have that. Let's give it relative frequencies. Comment use and comment use COVID/COVID-19. So those who said they have used blended learning, are you there? They have used blended learning, and we are matching it to the time, the occasion in which they use blended learning for. So you see, we have all these participants, they used it during COVID-19. Okay, they used it during COVID-19. All these participants in this age group, they mentioned that they used it during COVID-19. Let's check with longevity in service. Longevity in service, you see, longevity in service, 9 years, 2 of them said they used it during COVID-19. 2 years, 2 of them said they used it during COVID-19. So this is the statistics you are getting that will guide you on how to come out with a useful conclusion for your research. Okay, so you can export this data as I showed you in the previous video by copying or by exporting it into the output viewer, and you carry that to the Word document. Now let's look at association measures. Let's look at association measures. Okay, for a two-tailed test, we cannot obtain the p-value because the chi-square is 0 and the degree of freedom is 0. We cannot obtain for this. Let's look at this with age. Good. Chi-square is equally 0 and this equals 0. It means this data we cannot actually verify if it is statistically significant to use this relation as a strong point to make our conclusion. Okay, so we are going to verify more relationships if we have coded the entire data. Remember, we have coded just just very few questions from the data. Are you there? So once we have coded the entire data, we are going to verify that relationship. Okay, we are going to verify that relationship between these variables. You understand? When we start coding real questions, we are going to see the strength of relationship between the variables and the codes, or the strength of relationship between two codes. Are we there? Now this is it. So this is how we can perform complete thematic analysis of this. Let us look at before we close this session, codes, visual tools. Okay, code maps, code relationship browser, all activated codes. We are looking at code relationship browser. Okay, so we have used, we have yes, no. We are looking at code relationship browser. This convey the relationship between the various codes. Okay, between the various codes, conveys a relationship between the various codes. So we have this as such. You can change the symbol, you can insert numbering and so on. Okay, you can highlight it and so on. You can get their total, you can insert their total. Okay, so this is it. Then we have the code map. Good. So we have this as the code map. You can increase the length of why is it not indicating? Why is it not indicating? You can increase the length of this link between the two, but I don't know why it's not indicating now. Okay, so this is what we get in maps. Okay, this is what we get in maps. This is what we get in maps. Okay, so this is how we perform thematic analysis of open-ended questions. Okay, so once you have collected this, if you don't want to do pre-processing in Excel and code your data before importing into Max QDA, you can import them as a document. Are we there? As a document, as a text document directly, and begin the coding manually. You understand? But I find this by importing through Excel easier for me. So you can choose whatsoever method you want to use, but it's going to give you the same relationship, the same result. And now once you have coded this, the extraction of relevant information remains the same as in the previous videos. Okay, you can go to mixed methods, whatsoever. I always go to stats, because stats has almost everything I need that is in these other sections. Okay, yes, we have the cross tabs that will give me what I need. I go to stats automatically directly. Go to analyze, and so on. You can perform complex functions in this analysis section, and so on. So I urge you to practice based on what you have learned in this video, so that by the time you get to your final year, you'll be able to conduct your research, and you'll be able to analyze your data with little or no assistance from a third party. Okay, usually I notice students are facing a lot of problems with data analysis, and most of them are paying huge sums of money for people to analyze their data. This video is to help you to analyze your data yourself. Get Max QDA, go online, you get more videos that are going to guide you on how to perform analysis. Remember, I told you in the last video, this video is not to teach you how to use Max QDA, but to teach you how to analyze your research data. Okay, that is why you see I'm going to the strategic points where you need to extract relevant information, and I'm teaching you how to set in your data in this platform. Okay, so keep practicing. If you have not subscribed for the channel, subscribe for this channel, like the channel, so that you get notification when there is a new video for data analysis for final year students. See you in the next session. In the next session, we'll probably begin analysis with SPSS. Okay.